What's up everyone, it's Kaisen here and welcome back to our little tutorial. First thing today, looking at items. The first item here, we have life and 2 resistances, which in itself is pretty good. And actually the resistances are not bad. Life is kind of low. This still could be potentially an upgrade. So it's not a bad item and it has a 3 link. So not too bad, but if you still having a bit of a cough. But if we compare it to what we have, well, actually it is somewhat comparable. So we're probably going to keep this one just in case we need this specific combination of fire and cold resist. The next one, life, some dexterity, that's it, so that's a bad one. Here we have decent life roll, but nothing else really, so this is bad as well. Here, this one can't really decide what it wants to be because we have spell damage and crit for spells, or crit chance for spells, and then we have a physical damage roll on it. So you don't really have any build who can use all of these stats, so this is not a good item. Here we have physical damage roll, the second one is missing. One elemental roll, one resists, not really much of anything, so not good. This one has spell damage and physical damage. It's kind of similar to this one, so it can't really decide what it wants to be. There's a lot of stats on here. I'm pretty sure...
So there you are.
Oh man, that cough. I'm pretty sure we will get augmentation from this one. Yes. But in terms of use, it's not a good item, so we're just gonna sell it. Here we have a pretty high spell damage roll and critical strike chance, some mana, some int. The cold damage doesn't really matter, but this one might be a good weapon for somebody who uses spells because it has the 60% increased global critical strike chance on the weapon itself. And then we have additional spell damage, intelligence, which usually casters use. Again, critical strike chance and some mana. So this is actually pretty decent, but we're not a spellcaster, so I'm just going to sell it. But if you're trying to go for, I don't know, for example, if you would go for an Ice Spear Witch, then this might be interesting. Okay. Down here we have life, some chaos resist, some life leech. Not terrible, but I wouldn't say it's a good item either. Some damage, high life roll. There's no resistances on here. Not enough damage. If you are going melee, the main damage mod you want to see on gloves are attack speed. So the cold damage is not doing too much for you. So still not a good item. Accuracy, life, that's pretty much only life on here, so it's not a good item. So apart from this one, which we will keep, and this one, which would be decent for a spellcaster, all of the rest will be sold. I'm doing the Vorici mission right now, and I found a new gem, which is called Animate Guardian. And it animates a weapon or an armor, or both, to an invisible guardian that fights by your side for... I don't think there's a time actually, I think it's until it's killed. So it's like a summon, it's like a skeleton or a zombie. But you can give it items and make it stronger. So you could give your guardian rare items, really good items. The only problem I think is that you don't get the items back. So as far as I know, if the guardian dies, then the items are gone as well. But if you have some items that you don't need, this might be a fun gem to play around with. It is based around strength, so to level it up you need enough strength. If I find enough stuff lying around, I might show you guys how it looks like in a second. So it seems like I can't show you Animate Guardian because it says that the items for the Guardian can only be up to level 15, level 1, and everything that drops here if I kill monsters is around level 35 to 40, so that's not going to work out. But basically, as I said before, it is like a summon that fights for you. There's not much difference from a zombie. The only difference is that it has a weapon and armor. After the first master mission, I went into town and I realized that we forgot something, or I forgot something. After we went to the Ebony Barracks and we killed General Gravisius, we should have gone back to town because Maramoa has a reward for us. And if you go to her, you will see it right here. You can choose one of those skill gems. Most of them we've already seen. Chance to Flee, Pierce, LMP, Added Cold, Faster Projectile. And then we have a couple new ones. Cold Penetration lowers monsters' cold resistance. So if you have a cold attack, if your build is based around cold damage, then this is a really good gem for you. If you use it as a support gem and the monster has, let's say, 50% cold resistance, then at level 1 it will lower that to 34%. So that literally gives you damage straight away. And it also increases your chance to freeze, so it is some sort of crowd control as well. Actually, I'm not even sure that's correct. So scratch the last part, but it will definitely give you damage. Point blank is something interesting for projectiles. We're using projectiles, but not necessarily good for us because it lowers attack speed, so that's the detriment, but on the other hand it gives you additional damage, but that depends on how you kill monsters and how far away. That's the important part, how far away you are. If you are right in front of the mob, then this might be an interesting gem for you. So one of the best builds to use this with is Freezing Pulse. If you have a Freezing Pulse tank character, you basically just because of the way that Freezing Pulse works, you want to get as close to the monsters that you're fighting as possible. And if you're right in their face, then this will pretty much give you 50% more damage. But in our case, we kind of want to step back and we want to kite. And as we go away from the monsters, it will not be 50% more damage anymore. It will be less than that. So as soon as you start kiting or just going away from the monster, this will be the damage of this support gem will be lowered. But you will still have the detriment of attack speed. So just keep that in mind. The last one that I want to show you guys here is increased critical damage. This one straight up increases your damage if you crit. So it does not increase your chance to crit. That's another gem. It's called increased critical strike chance, I think. But this one, if you crit, it will give you more damage on your crit. Okay, so, oh, whoops. Those are the rewards. What do we want? Well, as I said, point blank, it's not interesting for us. We're not using cold damage, really. Increased critical damage. Maybe. We don't need faster projectiles. We already have added cold. I think, yeah, we do have LMP. I might get a LMP just because I could level a second one. Leveling the second one is I would be doing that because there's another vendor recipe that you can use with gems. I'll show you when we get there. We don't need Pierce, we don't need Chance to Flee. So it's between increased critical damage and LMP. If I don't necessarily need one of them, what I usually do is I look at the required levels. So here we have level 12. Here it's 19. And LMP usually is used more often. So if I'm not using this and I want to sell it, it's easier for me to sell LMP. So that's why I'm taking this one. So that's my reasoning behind it. The required level, if it's a higher level, it's more rare. So that should already increase the value. Alright, let's get to the second mission. We have some new items on Torah as well now. And there's one skill gem that we haven't seen before. It's called Haste. And it increases movement speed, attack speed, and cast speed. So it can both be used for casters and somebody who goes melee, or also bow builds. So it's very versatile in that sense. And it really depends on your build. If cast speed or attack speed is really important for your build, then this could be a really interesting aura for you in terms of damage. Obviously you have to see, can you support it? I mean, it has 60% mana reserved, so it takes away quite a bit of your mana. And can you run all the defensive auras that you need? So it really depends on, are you going damage? Are you going more defenses? I try to cover my bases in terms of defenses first, but that's mainly because I play hardcore. If you play softcore, this might be very interesting for you, just to, you know, to get some fun out of it and to make a glass cannon. One example for where it's really, really good is Incinerate. If you're going for an Incinerate build, cast speed is the single most important thing that you need. So haste is pretty much a must for an Incinerate build. Okay, so those were the masters, and now what we have to do is go back to Lunaris and kill Piety. Luckily, I found the entrance to level 3 right away, so we'll have a look in here. Now, in level 3, you will get two ways that you can go. It does not really matter which way you go, but if you decide for one, what you should do... Oh wow, okay, we already have the zone boss here. That was quick. Spine Crack uses Lightning Strike and resists lightning. We've seen a lot of monsters with Lightning Strike already, so this one is not that special. This type of monster is usually a lot of physical damage, so it might be that this particular monster has more physical damage than the usual Lightning Striker, but don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. It might just be regular Lightning Strike. So if your defenses in terms of armor or evasion are halfway decent, you should have no problem with this guy. Or her, I guess it's a girl. And especially with our build, especially with acrobatics, face acro, this is not really a dangerous opponent for us anymore. Okay, so what I was saying... Oh wow, okay, we got another... These guys are pretty dangerous. They might not be dealing a lot of damage to me because... Well, they actually deal some damage to me. But you can see they don't hit me that often. Because I have Onder's Guile. And if we take a look at Onder's Guile... Oh, I don't have it. Okay. Doubles chance to evade projectile attacks. Well, once you have that, they're not that scary anymore. Because they basically don't hit you 50% of the times that they would otherwise. But those miscreations, I think it's a fire-based attack, and they deal quite a bit of damage if you don't have those kind of defenses. So you can see, if they hit me, it's, you know, it's not a tiny amount of damage. And it seems like if they hit with one of them, they hit with all of them. At least it appears to be that way. But okay, so in terms of layout, what I wanted to say, and we can just keep going, and we see some more monsters in here. Once you decide on one side, don't just go left, right, left, right. Again, keep to one edge basically, and follow that edge. We have some blood elementals in here. You know, we've seen this type of monster before. It's just random melee attacks, so nothing special. And the important thing in here is, okay, we can just easily deal with those guys. The important thing in here is, first of all, there's pretty much every damage type in here. So if you can, you should have we seen an Onyx? If you can, you should have pretty much all your resistances halfway decent. That makes it a lot easier to survive. I don't know if we've seen Onyx amulets. They basically have all attributes, so they give you strength, dexterity, and intelligence, but lower amounts. You know, if you see this one, it's 24 max. I think those go to 15, 16 max maybe. But they give you all three. Not a lot of classes actually need all three, so I'm not sure that how good they actually are. You might prefer, you know, one of these with two, because most builds and most characters focus on two. So you can see I'm kind of going in circles here, but I checked all the edges, so I haven't missed a way out. Hey, and I'm 37. Nice. Okay. We'll get Herbalism now, which is 10% life, which is great. And some Flask recovery. That's pretty cool. And also life recovery from Flask. 1175. What? What did I do? Oh, apply. Hello. Did it work? Yes. 1250. Okay. Nice. Oh. Huh. You there. Vegan. Oh, have we seen him before? I don't think so. Okay, so I think we just discovered a new master. Let's just kill this stuff beforehand. So this guy is the weapon master. Yeah, I don't think we've seen him. I think he is one of the ones that we're still missing. Well, after him there's only one that we're still missing, and we won't see her for a while because she's only in maps. So the weapon master...
You have the look of someone spoiling for a fight. Takes one to know one, you see. I've set aside a nice, cozy...
He is interesting in a sense that you can die on his missions. Well, you can die on any mission, but he is basically a PvP mission against him. So he will test your strength by fighting against you. And when all of this came out with the Masters, a lot of people thought, well, this is PvP, so if I lose against him, you know, I failed the mission, but obviously in PvP you don't die forever. So in hardcore mode, people were fighting him, and they died, and then their character was dead. So that's the important part about him. If you play hardcore, only fight him if you know that you can beat him, because he can kill you. He's part of PvE. He's not considered PvP. Well, anyway, let's do it.
Let's see you knock me on my ass.
He has...
Quick as you can. I doubt this will be a satisfying fight, so it may as well be a fast one.
This looks like it's just against him. He has different, you know, sometimes there's some other guys around. There's like a bow user around that helps him as well, which is even more dangerous in most cases. But we'll just try it. I mean, we're 37 in a 35 zone. We should be fine. We don't have a lot of damage, but it's okay. So we have to kill him in 1 minute 20. So you can see, whoa, okay, he deals a ton of damage. And you can see that he uses a flask as well at some point. Let's see if we can actually see it. Yes, now he gained life back. Okay. Yeah, he deals quite a bit of damage. Here we go. But we killed him.
Now that was a... Well now, don't...
And he went to level to level 2 straight away. Come on. Let's pick it up. Alright. Let's make a quick cut here. And I'm back. One thing that I wanted to show you guys, where is she? Here we go. The tentacle miscreation that I showed you before deals some damage, yes, but it's easy to avoid because once they fire in the same direction. Like they don't just fire one here and then turn towards you again. So basically, oh wow, okay, this is dangerous. This guy has Bringer of Weakness, which I think is not Temporal Chains. It's some sort of ideal less damage if that guy hits me, which is very likely because he has extra projectiles. So extra projectiles, you can see it. Extra projectiles on those guys is really dangerous. So I would need my Onder's Guile here, and I would be fine. Let's just kill this one first. So if it's a normal guy, you can avoid it. If it's extra projectiles, it gets harder. But, you know, it's mostly about sidestepping. And we got this guy as well. So it's all manageable, as long as you know how to fight him exactly. Okay, let's try to get back to what I was trying to say before about the layout. So you can see, you know, we started here, then we went here, and went all the way around, and you can see we didn't miss anything, and we ended up down here. Now we're checking out the area down here. This is a dead end, and here we have steps. So the important part in this area in level 3 is once you find upward steps, don't go back, don't go down any steps, because if you're going down steps, you're going the wrong way. So we go up here. Now we're elevated, and we want to keep or stay elevated. So what we're looking for here is another flight of stairs that goes up. So we're just going along, you know. This is cold damage. This might hurt a bit depending, well, if they even hit us. So this is a dead end down here. This is the only way. So you can go through here pretty quickly, especially if you have decent resists. Extra fire damage. I think my fire damage is okay. And as you can see, you can kite pretty much all of it. So I'm going up here because I think that maybe not. Okay. I thought the stairs would be right there. Let's have a look here first. Just to keep with, you know, the one edge that I was talking about before. Okay, here we have steps going up again. And this happens 3 times. So we had the first one, this is the second one. If you find the third one, then you will enter a new area. And we'll get there pretty quickly. So let's just kite all of those guys. I don't know. This kind of looks like a dead end. I'm gonna check here first. This is definitely a dead end. Let's go through here. This looks good. Yeah, and here it goes up, and you can already see that it looks different. So now, once you come up here, it's a different kind of area. So you kind of made it through the maze, And now there's two sides to go. And there should be a wagon somewhere here. There's wagons here. And on one side is blocked here with a bunch of other wagons. And then on the other side, and I think there's a wagon somewhere. I think it's this one. If it is one. There's a signal, you know, how you can spot the right side. I always thought it was a wagon. I don't know. Maybe not. Here we have extra projectiles again, which is kind of dangerous. So we're just gonna kite it a bit. It's almost dead. Projectile weakness. Sure, let's level. And... oh, there's a lot of rares here. What's that? Allies deal extra physical damage. That's not cool. We don't want that guy. Alright, so they're all, you know, it's no big problem. You can kite most of the damage. So you just keep going, keep going. You know, if you're a really new player, you shouldn't do it as quick, because I've been playing this game for years. You can just go safely if you want to. If you're a new player, you're probably playing.
That would only slow me down.
You're probably playing softcore, but it's always a good idea to try and not die. Doesn't really matter which league you play. Okay, so you kind of follow this, and at some point, this is actually pretty long. At some point, you find this gate. Oh, is this? Nope. I thought that was a rare. So here we have again a new area. You have these rooms to the side where there can be a lot of stuff in there, so you want to make sure that it's not dangerous to you. If it's closed and they're melee mobs, you don't really have to care about them. But if they're tentacle miscreations and stuff like that, you know, you should probably kill them. So I'm just gonna follow. You can always see the, you know, the sides there. So you just want to make your way through here. Okay, this is a dead end. That's, whoops, whoa. That looked pretty funny. Okay. Down here. This looks right. Wait. So you're looking for a second gate. That's basically it. So that's what we're gonna do. I think this is a dead end, but I'm gonna check it anyway. Oh, we got a chance ope for it. That's pretty nice. I'll take it. Okay, here we got the second gate. Now, after the second gate, there's always a blue pack here. If it's miscreations, you know, it might be somewhat dangerous if they have extra projectiles or something like that. Those guys are not really dangerous, so we can easily kill them.
That would only slow me down.
I think I'm going back to town just to sell. Now, in preparation for the fight that we are about to have, I'm just gonna switch around some gear. First of all, instead of the headpiece that we have right now with life and rarity on it, I'll use this one with fire resist, because my fire resist is only 50%. So this one gives me 22 more. That's a lot, and I will need it. And I'll just put something into level here. It actually looks pretty cool. And in terms of weapon, if I go on damage per second and use this one, it's roughly the same. It's a tiny upgrade. I just found this in this episode, actually. The difference is this one gives me cold resist, the other one doesn't. I lose life gain, but I think the cold resist is important for this fight, so I'll use this one. Alright, going back. Okay, let's continue here. So we had the blue pack right here, and now it doesn't matter which side you're going around. There's some monsters here usually. So there's certain locations where where you usually find monsters, and then you have a door here. There's some mobs over here usually that will come once you go through the door. So once you did this a couple of times, you can kind of guess, you know, where you will encounter some enemies. All right. And now, this area looks the same on both sides. I could, if I had a jump or so, I could jump up there, but that's the more dangerous version of going about it. I usually go all the way around the outside. So it's just a, you know, a staircase leading up, basically. And if you keep to one side and not the middle, then you don't get monsters from both sides, basically. So up here, there's the entrance to Piety, and there's always a blue pack as well. So if you can't see a blue pack, that means that it's hidden somewhere. So in this case, it's probably blood elementals. And if I go up here, here we go. We got him. So 100% you will get a blue pack here. This is actually a pretty easy one. Okay. And a rare. Alright. So now you have a portal here. You use the portal. And you're at Piety. Before you go up, because you haven't triggered her yet, make sure that your defenses are okay. In my case, I have, with the swapping of my gear that I did, I have 72 fire, 46 cold, 70 lightning, 22 chaos. Chaos doesn't really play a role here, so there is a fire form, a cold form, and the regular form for Piety is lightning. So the most important one, I would say, is lightning, followed by fire, because it's very hard to kite or to get around taking the fire damage once it comes. Cold damage, the cold attack is the most dangerous in terms of damage, but it is the easiest to kite as well. So that's why I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. But you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so once you go up here, you will trigger her.
Has no one
That's
managed
her.
to kill you?
And you have these portals. You want to get rid, especially of the blue portals. Because what she will do is, she will basically always run towards the portals. And then the red portal will summon her fire form. And that fire form is really, really quick. So that's why I was saying that, you know, if I try to run away from that one, it's pretty much impossible. You will get hit, because you're not fast enough. So that's why you should have some fire. Her regular attacks are lightning, as you can see. That's arc. She spawns some. She has firestorm as well. That's firestorm right there. She spawns some minions from the middle. Pretty straightforward. And I kind of want to show you the blue portal as well. So she teleports around the room, and if she hits the blue one, she turns into this archer and she shoots ice shots. But the good thing about this is, if you see her running towards this portal, just hide behind one of the pillars. Because she will not hit you behind the pillars. Well, she just did, but usually that's not the case. But I would say, in most cases, try to get rid of them, because if she can't transform, she's pretty easy to fight. So just try to kill the portals around her, and then kill her. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I mean, yeah, she's using ball lightning as well. So it's a lot of different types of elemental damage. So you have to have decent resistances in all three resistances. Okay, here again, going behind the pillar, because those ice shots hurt quite a bit. She has energy shield, so her energy shield goes up if you don't deal any damage to her. Yeah, she's almost down. So if you just follow those rules, you know, get rid of the portals, she's pretty easy. I don't mind the red ones, actually. Here we go. Rest for the wicked. So this was Piety.
Your death doesn't fix anything, Piety.
Once you kill her,
Won't get any
make
worse.
sure to pick up the tower key, because you will soon need it. Apart from that, hopefully you get some rares, some good gear. And I would say we'll make this the end of the episode, actually. I don't have to go back to town for it. So here we are. We defeated one of the evils in this world, called Piety. This used to be the end of Act 3. Not anymore. Now we have a second evil, an even greater evil to fight. And that's what we will do in the upcoming episodes. We will make our way towards Dominus. For now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please give it a like if you did. And subscribe to the channel if you want to support me. And I'll see you guys for the next one.